just been told to love myself. I try, but I can never understand.
Hi everybody, and welcome back to my channel. As you can see, I'm in my garden this morning because today, being the 13th of September, I'm actually going to transplant some of the larger tomatoes into the bigger pots. All of the pots have been prepared. It took me over a month to do so because there's about 35 pots, so they're getting too big now. Some of the seedlings are getting too big to be in the smaller pots. So I'm going to show you how I transplant them, and then how I'm going to cover them, because at night it's still pretty cold and they are still quite fragile, so they still need to be covered until they start growing. So aside from that, I just wanted to let you know that I am an organic gardener. I try to eat as clean as possible. As you all know, if you've been following my channel, I'm in the keto diet. I'm in ketosis, keto adapted, and so when I can eat organically from my own garden, I shall do so. I live in the inner city. I don't have a backyard, so my father back almost 30 years ago now, this rooftop garden, and in his name and for his legacy, I have been continuing this garden since the passing of my father of 2012. So without any further ado, if you are interested to see me making the first transplant for 2018-19, please keep watching. And by the way, it's earlier than I expected, because I expected to be transplanting by the end of September, but with all this climate change, the weather getting warmer, it's no doubt to me that it's going to be an early transplantation. So let's get started. So here are the seedlings, and I'm going to have to choose the really big ones, like for example something like this, as they're getting way too big for these little pots. Again, they're growing miraculously big, so I'm going to choose probably about 5 or 6 and transplant them into the bigger pots that I have already arranged in the lower level. I'll just zoom that in so you can actually see the pots that I'm talking about. There's a scarecrow there. There's some of the pots, and of course I've got pots down the end as well. Actually, I'll bring it forward so you can see. I'll zoom out. These are the prepared pots that I've got, that I shall be making the transplant. So I've got my gloves on, as you can see, and what you're going to need is one of these holes in order to make a hole in the center of your pot, and in order to bring out the dirt. I'll just use my hands as well, just to move that dirt as deeply as you can, and then you just get the seedling out of the miniature pot. Just shake it out a bit. And what you're going to do then is just place it in the center, just so, and then pack in the dirt around it. Now, these seedlings are going to have to be covered of a night time, simply because they're still too little and too fragile. So that goes in there. We'll water it just for a little bit. Now also I've got to put in these stakes as so, and what happens is this acts like an umbrella for when I need to cover the seedling at night. So I'm just going to keep repeating the process. the sun is out, which is good, so they're going to be hardened whilst I have them uncovered. So I'm going to continue doing another, I've done 1, 2, 3, I'm going to continue doing another 7 pots, and then I'll show you the final outcome, and then we'll see about transplanting some other plants as well, so keep watching. And here I keep my rainwater storage, so whenever it rains I keep this lid open, so as I can capture the water I can capture the rainwater and then use that to irrigate my plant rather than using tap water, which obviously is a more added cost. So there you can see I have transplanted 10 little seedlings, little tomato seedlings, into the larger pots. I've staked them. Now all I have to do is cover them with a plastic bag during the night, and then just water them every time they need watering. So I'll show you how I cover them later on in the day. Thanks for watching, and keep watching. So I just wanted to show you that I've bought a new solar light, which has been in the sun all day long. I've bought 3 actually, and I've transplanted most of the tomatoes. So what's left in the incubator is about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 more seedlings, but they're not big enough for me to transplant. So I'll show you here what I've done. I've done 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 along here. It's all little tomatoes, and I've staked them. This is my solar panel for the fairy lights. I'll just move that out of the way, and then I've got these as well today that I transplanted. The garden's starting to get green again, which is great. Here I've got the cucumber, zucchini and spinach. And if you look at these pots here, oh, I knocked the camera. I've also planted along here as well. So there's 2, 4, 5 along here, and there's 1, 2, 3, 4 here, and there's also along there. As you can see, little tomato seedlings, and along the back as well. I've planted along here as well. So now I've got to cover them, because they're still too fragile to be left uncovered for the evening. And I also planted this pot here, and I've got this pot here as well. Alright, so I've covered all of the tomatoes with just normal garbage bags, so that I can protect the seedlings overnight, because the temperature will drop and they're still way too fragile and too small to be left uncovered. So this is pretty much what the rooftop looks like, with all of the seedlings covered with black garbage bags. It's been a long day, a very tiring day. Having transplant all of those seedlings, tomato seedlings, was quite an arduous task. So I'm going to unwind now and relax for the end of the day. I hope you enjoyed watching me transplant my tomato seedlings into my container pots for the beginning of the summer season of 2018-2019. So if you're new to my channel and you enjoyed watching this video, please don't forget to subscribe and give it a thumbs up, and also click the notification bell for all the upcoming videos. I'm gonna go now. Thank you again for watching. Stay tuned for the next video. Bye for now. Oh, and by the way, watch the video until the end. It's very important. Bye.
Keep talking all your shit. Wondering how all this started. You left me broken hearted. You flip my words, yeah, this love hurts. Keep talking all your shit.